Friday, April the 26th, about 11:46. Some people watching my channel, they may play darts. Well, go over into the UK, or you start talking about this PDC, Professional Darts Outfit. You know, and they've got these world rankings. Well, I believe their world ranking system is flawed, and they need to correct it. The world ranking system, I don't know how often they update it. My personal opinion, they should be updating this monthly, depending on the performance of the players. You know, and there should be minimum qualifications of matches they have to play to be considered. And then you've got this old Premier League. And you know, the man on top of that right now is a 17-year-old, boys. What do you think about that? There was controversy that he shouldn't even be put in that. He's giving lessons over there to all those older players. Luke the Nuke Littler. He's quite entertaining to watch play darts. He's pretty well mannered for his age too. Seems to handle pressure. Doesn't throw too many temper tantrums like some have in the past. Be it they're winning or losing. You know what happens during a match. They need to get their world ranking system over there better, because the person that's ranked #1 is not at the top of the pack in this PDC, this Premier League. This 17-year-old has beat this #1. Matter of fact, if we dial back to December, I believe this 17-year-old's probably beat him more than anybody else. How about that? Luke the Nuke Littler. He is the new Power. Remember that Phil the Power Taylor? Well, I believe he is, I think this is the replacement. They have different styles though. Different throwing styles. If this 17-year-old, if you were a dart player and you were let's just say you were semi-skilled in the United States, if Luke Littler walked into a darts hall, a pub, or whatever in the United States, and you didn't know who he was, and you just watched him, not watch where his darts hit. If you watched how his darts land in the board, and if you watched his style of throwing, you think he could hit jack shit. You better think again. He has one of the longer dart strokes for the pros. I used to play darts. I lived in England a little while. I played darts against them boys over there too. They didn't like me over there too much, boys. But now I was playing in the, you know, their local league there. Of course, they heard my accent, you know, and they thought it was going to be easy pickings. Quite the opposite. They couldn't figure out how I was as good as I was. I'd get standing ovations in them pubs over there. They call us Yanks over there, by the way. They'd see me roar back and take out one of their little local yokels there, you know, and it'd be like, uh-oh. Of course, that, you know, the person that I would get drawn up against in the league over there, you know, they were all smiles. They're over there telling their buddy, oh boy, I'll wax his ass. Didn't happen though. I played against one guy over there before I left. It was one of the last matches I played before I left. And an older fella that was on my team in the league, he come up to me, and I was sitting at the pub bar there. He said, David, you're up against a real good player. He's Super League. He plays in the Super League. And all I told him, I said, well, we'll just have to see what happens. Well, I got beat. But I had winning darts to beat him. But you know, this guy was good. But I should have beat him. But he was good, and let me tell you why he was good. He was good because of, yes, he did beat me. But he come up to me and he said something that meant a whole lot to me. You know what he said? He says, you know what? He says, I've played everybody in this league. You're the only person that's had winning shots to beat me this whole season. You're the only one. So he became inquisitive about me. Which, you know, I sort of explained it to him. I said, I had a good teacher, and, you know, my teacher's dead now. One of my buddies I used to play darts with, he's dead. He's been dead since 2016. He was better than I was. If he would have been over there, this was the year 2002. If this guy would have been over there playing this guy, he would have probably beat this guy, because this guy's better than me, in my opinion. But yeah, they need to get their world ranking system straightened up over there. And I'm going to tell you something else. When they're doing their world rankings, here's something they need to consider. And this doesn't get talked about. Even if you lose them, it ought to be based on legs. They ought to have a leg part of the equation. You know, so many legs makes up a match. They ought to have a way where if you get no shot at a double to win a leg, well, that means something. But if you get a shot to hit a double, that means something. And this Luke Littler, one thing you're going to find out when you watch him play, and this is the honest truth, even if he loses a leg, more times than not, you're going to see him where he gets a winning one dart, either at a double or at a double bull. Now, he don't hit it all the time. But a lot of players, top-ranked players, they're not even good enough in a lot of them same situations to get that one winning dart under a lot of pressure. Meaning the opponent's sitting on a 40 or a 32 or a 16 or a 20. And you've got to dial a long distance number to try to beat the person before they beat you in a leg. Well, Luke the Nuke Littler, he can dial your ass long distance on that dartboard in a lot of different ways. He's a bit unconventional in how he takes out certain numbers. But when you look at what he does, it makes a whole lot of sense. And he's very successful at it too. I believe he has changed the game to a degree. And he's only been pro since December, I believe it is. Don't hold me to that. He'll have a bright future in darts, I believe. I enjoy watching him play. That's going to conclude the video.